Despite the Celtics not having Tatum, Smart, Horford, or Pritchard for this game, the Raptors fall in a game that likely solidifies their fate as the 9th seed in the Eastern Conference. So, despite that amount of players missing for the Boston Celtics, it was a pretty even matchup because the Celtics, they're a deep team. They still have guys like Jaylen Brown. They're a good team. As far as the spread for this game went, it closed around -2 for the Raptors. So the Raptors were expected to win this game, but it was like very close to a 50-50 game. That being said, the caliber of the Raptors performance we got was very poor. I mean, we had a game in which we held the opposition, a weaker opposition, to under 100 points, and we still lose by 2 possessions. Big indictment against the Raptors for the way they played here offensively. And defensively, I think there was just a bad pocket of this game that kind of set the mood for this game. But even though we lost by 4 points and it kind of seems like it was close, watching this game, it really didn't feel like that. It felt like the Celtics had full control of this game. We were down by 12 in the second quarter. We were down by 12 at halftime. We were down by 12 in the third quarter. And we actually got it tied at one point in the fourth quarter, but it never did feel like the Raptors actually had any sort of grip into this game whatsoever. And as a result, they lose. And it's very frustrating when you lose by 4 points here. You only score 93 points against a team missing Marcus Smart, Al Horford on defense. Very frustrating to look at the box score. And, once again, like we had the Sixers game where VanVleet and Siakam struggled. We needed them. Well, this was a game Siakam showed up, but Fred VanVleet completely lets you down in this game. And there's no real saving grace to his performance. He goes 2 of 14 from the field, 1 of 12 from 3 in this game. Had a couple of grenades in this one, but a lot of wide open ones as well, where he's absolutely not doing anything to help your team offensively. And in a game you lose by like 1 or 2 possessions, like 2 or 3 extra threes made completely changes the way the game plays out. And in this situation, like Fred VanVleet is a guy you need to step up for the big games. And the last week or so, he just hasn't done that. So I for some reason, I always have to overcompensate against the hate that I know Fred VanVleet's going to get for this game. Does this one game define Fred VanVleet as a player or his season? No, I shouldn't have to say this, but I do. Fred's season has been fine. It's been good. Today he was not. Today he was horrible. Praise where praise is due. Criticism where criticism is due. And in this situation, you needed him to step up and hit some shots, and he didn't. And he finishes with 7 points in a game where this decides your fate. You got to win your next 2 games, and Atlanta have to lose their next 2 games, or else you're the 9th seed. So very much looking like 80% certainty, 90% certainty here that you are going to be the 9 seed. So frustrating that it comes down to this game. Frustrating that the whole season has led to a point here where we are the 9 seed, where we are now unlikely to make the playoffs. We have to win 2 games in a row to just get into the playoffs in a season where we were buyers at the trade deadline. We bought into this position as the 9 seed. So frustration all around for the season. Frustration for this game. Frustration for Fred VanVleet's performance in this game. I beg not to put the entire season down on just Fred, but again, I shouldn't have to overcompensate like that. Throughout the box score here, there were some solid performances. Pascal Siakam was 10 of 17 with 28 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. He was excellent. Problem was, he only got 4 minutes in the fourth quarter where he only takes, I think it was 2 shots. Like, why was he left out for so much of the fourth quarter? We could have, 35 minutes. We could have given him an extra 3, which could have shaped part of this game. OG struggled the first half. He only hit 1 field goal in the second half, so wasn't his finest game on offense. Defensively, though, 4 steals and 3 blocks. He was there contributing to this team. Scotty Barnes, once he engaged the aggression, another fine performance near the end of the season for him. We talked about Fred, but to round out the starting 5, this is where I have confusion. Jakob Poeltl, 5 of 8, was actually a plus 10 in this game with 7 rebounds as well. Did not play in the fourth quarter. And I recognize Achua actually looked good in the fourth. He had 16 points in the game, 9 rebounds, 7-11 from the field. This is the best offensive game I've seen from Achua in a long, long time. I'm happy about that. But defensively, particularly in the second quarter, I thought Achua really, really struggled. And I don't really understand why he was given so much additional play time as the base of the defense, where he has clearly struggled a lot. But granted, to be fair, this is the best I've seen Achua play in a while, offensively and defensively. Even he was better than he has been in previous weeks. So I'll take the boosted performance from Achua. I'm just confused that Poeltl didn't get any late game or even any fourth quarter time for that matter. Like, could have easily started the fourth quarter, right? Didn't have to not close it if you weren't going to use him. Further down the bench, more troubles here. Gary Trent, I know he's just coming back from injury, but Gary Trent's too good to lay a goose egg. 0 points for Gary Trent, 0 of 5 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. I get it. Again, back from injury. Can't lay a goose egg. Another player, Will Barton. 14 minutes, 0 points. Missed a 3 and missed literally a wide open layup. Frustration about Will Barton playing like that. Another guy coming back from injury. I get it. Frustration. Your box score doesn't include a name. A name of a player who has helped you win games. Jeff Dowtin. No longer eligible to play in any games for the rest of the season because you didn't convert him to a standard contract. There's a lot more to this game than the bad start to the second quarter because of how bad the bench was. But I very much feel as though the bench wouldn't suck as much if Jeff Dowtin was here. So a team that has a front office that has committed to winning as many games as possible this season, trading next year's draft pick, being a buying team at the deadline, they want this team to succeed. Very easy way to just give this team an extra boost would be to convert Jeff Dowtin to a standard contract. Now, Jeff Dowtin doesn't move the needle immensely for this team, but when you're going into a play-in tournament where it's one and done, like you lose, like the Raptors have to win 2 games in a row now, likely. You can't afford a bad 8-minute stretch that puts your team in a hole. And that's what happened at the start of the second quarter. You can't afford that. So I'm frustrated by the decision-making to continue to pay Joe Wieskamp and not use him when you've got Jeff Dowtin who was helping your team. Frustrating, again. Going to the Boston side, Malcolm Brogdon was the best player on the court by a wide margin today. 10 of 19 with 29 points. Everything the Raptors had threw at him, he had an answer for. Shooting, creating, he was surgical, so good. Upset we missed out on him. Bottom line, you can't shoot 18% from 3 and win an NBA game. Because they shot 29%, but 97 points is enough for them. You turn the ball over. You cleaned it up in the fourth, but you can turn it over 5 times in the third. Rebounding wise was decent. I mean, it's just a make or miss league in a day, isn't it? You should really win a basketball game when you only allow 97 points, and you didn't. So, what does this scheduling look like for the rest of the season? So, the Raptors have Boston again on Friday, Milwaukee on Sunday. I actually don't know how Milwaukee... Let's check in on how Milwaukee are doing right now. Milwaukee looks like the Milwaukee Bucks beat the Chicago Bulls today. So they have locked in the 1 seed in the NBA. Or in the Eastern Conference. The Boston Celtics have pretty much locked up the 2 seed in the NBA over the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm not sure what the tiebreakers are here, but I would imagine Boston are pretty confident they've locked into the 2nd seed. So you're going to get a bad Boston team. You're going to get a bad Milwaukee team. So should be, and today wasn't, but should be 2 winnable games for the Raptors coming up. Problem is you got to win both, and you need the Hawks to lose both. The Hawks, well, they also have the Celtics, and they have the 76ers, who I just claimed likely don't think they can move up to the 2 seed. So here are 2 games where the opponents won't have anything to play for. Same as the Raptors. I find it very hard to believe the Hawks lose both and we win both. The reality is you're the 9 seed. And in a game that's one and done against the Chicago Bulls defense that has looked really damn good in the last couple weeks, it's going to be tough. But that's what the season has come down to. Ultimately, with the play-in tournament, I'd like to make the playoffs. If we don't, hey, cool. You're the 10 seed. You get your name in the hat in the lottery. There's some good point guards available around 10. But the season coming down to this is it's an unfortunate season. It's a very unfortunate season that we have kind of unloaded here. And it's culminated to this point where with 2 games to go, like, we're the 9 seed. You're the 9 seed. So that's it's depressing, man, pretty much. And I don't see any way to continue going beyond this. So that is it for today's post-game show. If you guys enjoyed the content at all, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Amateur Hour for more Raptors content like this. We'll have Raptors content like this for every game for the rest of the season, regular season, play-in, and hopefully for the playoffs as well. So get subscribed today. If it's not for playoffs, if the Raptors season ends prematurely, there's still going to be a ton of content on this channel. So get subscribed. Join the Amateur Hour Army today. Regardless of whether the Raptors are winning or losing, I'm here, happy giving you content. So appreciate you guys for supporting me all throughout another Raptors regular season. Let's finish strong and go have a great, hopefully, playoffs and off season as well.